definitely come. Our next speaker is Sarah James, Arctic Village spokesperson and activist, Goldman Environmental Prize winner. Sarah James is a lifelong advocate for the Nits-ai-Gwich'in people of the Arctic Village in Alaska. For over 25 years, the Gwich'in people have lived in harmony with the porcupine caribou herd. But in recent decades, oil and natural gas drilling have threatened both the caribou and the Gwich'in's traditional lifeways. Since the late 1980s, Sarah James has been one of the tribally designated activists for her people, their lifeways, and by extension, the surrounding wildlife of Alaska. Since then, Sarah has risen to global prominence by speaking her story and sharing with others the importance of Indigenous lifeways in preserving the spiritual and ecological integrity of the land. She will continue her work at WILD12, where she will share her story with delegates and meet with other leaders to consider next steps in the fight to protect the Arctic's ecology and its traditional people. Please welcome Sarah James.
I'm going to have the pictures up. I don't refer to them, but it's where I came from. My name is Sarah James. I'm honored to be here as a Gwich'in elder, a spokesperson for Arctic Refuge, for my tribe, for life. I'm now 80. And I don't know how long I'm still going to do this. For Arctic Village Council, Veneti Village Council, and Native Village and Veneti Tribal Government. I speak for the elders, our youth, for our relatives who have passed, all these who gave us clear direction back in 1988. Also for unborn generation of Gwich'in to follow. I'm honored to be on this traditional territory of Plains Indians where the buffalo roams. Thank you to my friend Chief Orville Lookinghorse for opening the ceremony, and Paula. It is so good to be back in the Black Hills. Thank you to Philip II Eagle, Dakota Treaty Council, and all the people of Rosebud Sioux Indian Reservation who are a long-time friend of Gwich'in. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Sarah James, Nits-ai-Gwich'in from Arctic Village. English is my second language. It is very difficult for me the way I think or how we know the world is completely different other than culture. Also the climate where we live is very different. I spoke only Gwich'in until 13 years old when I went to school. I'm fluent in Gwich'in in my language. And language is a different worldview for me, my language. It is difficult to explain where I'm coming from or where my friends are coming from. We need to straighten that out, speak with one language. In order to get along, we have to accept who we are and who they are, and quite generalizing in order to understand each other. This is how we can win. This is This is the conference is all about. My mother, Shahan, Martha James Oshie. I with Reverend Albert E. Tritt Oshie. Shih Tzu Sarah Tritt, all from Arctic Village. Caribou people. My mom is from the Caribou people. My father, Isaias James, at Spruce Creek along the Yukon River. His parents are Agnes James and Birch Creek James, and they're salmon people. I'm honored to be named after both of my grandmas, so my name is Sarah Agnes. I grew up on the land with my family in Arctic Village, also far east to Shinchik River. At that time, there was no running water. There's still no running water in Arctic Village. No phone, no roads, hardly any money, just beautiful country. Our country, our way of life. And with the Western, what Western provide for us. We lived off the land, ate mostly what we could hunt, trap, fish, and gather based on need, not greed, to keep Earth healthy. Even today, people in Arctic Village get 75% of their diet from wild meat on their table, mainly wild meat. Mostly caribou, moose, fish, ducks, small animals, and some gather plants and berries and roots. Everything we use from the land is medicine to us. Caribou is our medicine, our song, story, tools, clothing, food, and shelter. Caribou is everything to us. Arctic Village is the furthest North Indian village anywhere, 100 miles northeast from Arctic Circle, Interior Alaska. Only the Inuit live north of us along the Arctic coast. Today, Gutchun live in 15 villages in northeast Alaska. And we are Caribou people. We stay relying on the land, especially porcupine caribou, for our way of life. It's a song, it's a dance, story, food, tools, clothing, shelter. It means everything to us to be Gutchun. Caribou is our life. Gutchun live where contact by so-called Columbus. We're the last people to be contacted by so-called Columbus discovery, because they come in for the whale, and they came up, they were going to come up from Russia, but they can only go so far. So from the east, a trapper came in from Louisiana, all the way Hudson Bay, Mackenzie River, and the Yukon. So we kind of got caught in between. So that's where I'm come from. The first pot to cook in came over from Arctic coast, because whaler bring it in. We didn't have pot then. We do have a pot, wooden pot, that we use steam to cook food then, but not a steel pot. Before the Columbus, we lived in caribou skin hut. The door always faced the east, the sunrise. To go clockwise with the sun, I will sing caribou skin hut dance or caribou skin hut song. It's a welcome song. We're welcoming people and make us who we are as indigenous people. that we are generous, sharing, thankful. That means not only us, the indigenous people of the world, we welcome. And that's why we're all here today, together. I'm going to sing and honor that life. We're not giving up as a people, because it got us into a lot of many problems and hard times, but we're not going to be giving up our way of life, because it's what makes us special people. We dance Natagwise. Women gracefully dance, prancing like caribou. And the men dance in the middle. They fight, They get down, and we say, hey, ha, hey. Hey, ha, hey, 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 ha, hey, ha, hey, 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 ha, 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 he, hey, ha, hey, 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 ha, hey, hey. Hey ha hey ha hey 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 ha ha ha. Every time that's when the flapper of the skin hut opens and closes to welcome you to our skin hut. And go and eat, go talk-wise, and you go back out that way. There's some special food that we respect very much, because it takes a long time to be an adult. It's a adult sheep, mountain sheep. They don't just bring it in the front door, they bring it from the back door. Another fish. It's a lake trout from Old John Lake. It takes 40 years to be a fish, adult fish. For that respect, we take it in from the back door. Those are the respect way between our food and us. Hey ha hey hey. Hey ha hey hey, hey ha hey ha hey 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 oh hey hey ha 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 he. All our song and all our dance, our prayers. So this is to welcome to the first people of this land. Welcome to the Black Hills. Welcome to this conference. Welcome to my home. Welcome to Arctic Village. Welcome to Universe. We are terrible people, just like Buffalo is to Rosebud, the Plains Indians. This is a human rights versus oil to us. We respect the Buffalo people. When we first started, that was 1988. I'll go on and tell you what's going on what happened in 1988. Before we even made that decision, after we made that decision, the first people we went to see at their home, at their own office, is Buffalo people. We told them that we're going to take a position, that to protect the caribou. We just don't make decisions. We gotta show respect, and that we need to do more of that and stop making our own decisions. So we did, and we did good. So we believe that we are within where we were put by the Creator, by God, to take care of that part of the world. It's our responsibility to take care of that. I think we did well. And we're not, from where we are today, we're not leaving. We're here to stay and take care of this land, part of the world, the sacred place where the life began. When we first took a position as to save the caribou calving ground, and we know that we can't do it ourselves. We know that where the caribou go to have their calf have to stay clean. Because when I had my son, I want to go where it's clean, quiet, private, a place for birth, rich, and prepare for the rich nourishment to begin a life. That same goes for Shikotsam, Kwantari Gotlet, sacred place where the life began. The National Covenant on Human Rights state in Article 1, in no case may people be deprived of their own means of depending on the caribou herd for 20,000 years. It is our human rights. Caribou travel over 1,000 miles each year between their birthplace, nourishing, training, feeding ground, and the coastal plain of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Down on the south side is a wintering ground for them. Our villages are located along all the caribou migratory route. There's 15 villages. Scientists call it area the calving and posting calving ground, insect relief area. Like we say that we prepare, the cow is prepared to eat well so she can have a birth and she can nurse, training, all that. But to the scientists, it's just a post where they go for calving. So the caribou have to be prepared to the calving ground. It's really our human rights to live in our traditional ground where we belong and to continue rely on natural resource of Arctic village. 1988, we faced pressure from the Congress to open Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to oil and gas development. This is a sacred place, nursing and preparation and birthplace and nursing and training ground of porcupine caribou. There's other caribou in Alaska besides porcupine. And for many other animals too, for polar bears, Arctic fox, grizzly bears, musk ox, ptarmigan, tall sheep, wolverine, wolf, eagle, white eagle, 150 species of bird from all over the world nest there every year. I would call that place that threaten, alarm the Gutchan. The leader came to all the villages in Canada and US. We've been separated by 150 years between Canadian and US border. But when we came a call to gather in Arctic Village, June 5 to 10, it was like a rebirth of the nation. People came in on their own. Lots of big planes came in from Spokesperson, Old Crow, and from around the surrounding village. People were very happy, sad, because they never see each other for so long. They went to visit the graveyard. They visit, they laugh, they dance. And the elders took over the meeting. We had a written agenda. Our small fund gave us money to do the agenda, and they said, when we made decision there in bow and arrow days, we just come together for 4 days and we can talk about and make decision. And that's for 7th generation. And that needs to happen. We don't need this agenda. So they tore the agenda apart and they introduced a talking stick. This will talk for us. And you guys talk with that stick in Gutchan, no note taking, no English, no media, just one native-owned media and some translation. And that's how they took over the meeting. The chief said, this is great, what's happening. The world needs to know what's going on in Arctic Village. So they set them aside from elder meeting, went up on one hill with a little tower there and a house there. Along the campfire, they wrote a resolution, which in Sápa we call it. And that's the one they brought to the meeting and convinced the elders that, you know, we have to pass this resolution. The world have to know about us. And so they really convinced the elders that, okay, we'll go with that resolution. But with that resolution, we got to choose 4 from US and 4 from Canada to make that resolution. And that's when I got chosen from Alaska, one of those 4. And he said, each tribe is too busy protecting their tribal members at home. We like you guys to do the arena, political arena, to educate the world in good way why we say no to oil. And no compromise, and stay united. That was our direction. We did well up to Obama administration. We made a lot of friends. Elders said, we can't, there's just few of us. We can't fight that huge oil company. It's too huge. We don't have friends. Nobody even know where Arctic Village is at. They only know there was a Inuit and polar bear and igloo, and that's all they know. And they don't know about porcupine caribou. They don't know about Arctic Refuge. How can we win? So you guys have to do that, to go out, educate the world in a good way. That's the only way we can win, because there's not enough of us. We're not powerful enough. So they did, and we did up to Obama administration. We made many friends. And Obama, we made friends with conservationists, churches, all these, our friends, and tribe, and all kinds of people, because this is public interest land. And each and every one have, as American people, you have a right to say no, because it's a public interest land again. So when we did that, Obama came on. He was great, but we don't have representative. We got Senate, and he had to get representative, then Senate. Then he can sign it, and he was going to go for it. And what do our friends do? They said, we want to be the winner, and everybody want to be a winner. And when the election came through, election went wrong. Trump got elected. That was even worse. And that's when my tribe took it on as a tribe to do it government to government, May 2018. That's when they appoint me as a spokesperson for Gwich'in, speaker for the Gwich'in. Next on Gwich'in. When I talk about the churches, this is human rights to us. And a lot of our struggle are human rights. And we need the church right away. Our church we had a difficult time with Alaska for a while, which was Episcopal Church. But we got Episcopal Church, then we got the national, and the rest of the church joined, and they help us to express the human rights. And all the other church went and joined. When we first took the position, like I said, we went to the Plains Indians. We went to their office to tell them we were going to take, and they all supported us. And at NCAI, the chairmen of the NCAI helped us pass a resolution. And because this Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is up to the Congress to make it a permanent protection. And didn't try. So when we did that, Congress, American Indians, we got to have a resolution, or else we won't even get to talk to Congress. Right now, we have difficult time. I'm sitting on a committee when Obama done, he did well. Biden, his executive session, he raised all the leases. there was a couple of leases or one, which wasn't even oil company. People didn't, oil didn't even vote for it then, wanted leases. And that was clear. And he gave Secretary of Interior Highland to do the EIS again, Environmental Impact Statement. That's where we are now. This month, we're supposed to have a EIS come up. Some of my leaders are in Washington, D.C. right now. And it's been great. The general public, as a public interest land, even the hardest time during the Trump administration, maybe 75% of the population don't want to see the gas and oil development, even during the Trump. But Trump went and passed a tax bill, which he included so much money we're going to get from Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the coastal plain, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. This is how much we're going to pay to tax if we get that. So they passed a tax bill, Congress did. And Arctic Refuge is in there and still is. The only way we can take it back out is Congress, through Congress. So during the Trump era, we had such a hard time. Our hands were tied. Everybody's hands were tied. And when everybody's hands are tied, our tribe said, let's take it on as a tribe. And we did. And we fought government to government. And we filed a lawsuit, and it's still pending. That our tribe filed a lawsuit. And so is our friend, conservationists. Conservationists and I, we work side by side many ways, a lot of times, but they can't speak for us. We speak for ourselves. And we got to pay for ourselves. From the beginning, 1988, it was so new to everybody. There's no such money as political money anywhere. And we struggled all the way through with very little, and I think we did pretty good for 40 years. And it's still safe in the Congress. But we want to make it a permanent protection through the Congress. Congress is the only one that can do it. And each and every one of us have the right to say no. And we have been. At the beginning, when we made a decision how we're going to get a permanent protection, what kind of permanent protection is there? There was only one, which was wilderness protection. That was a problem to us. Not, it's a bill to protect coastal plain, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. We call that place because we're not only talking about caribou, we're talking about birds and ducks that fly from all over the world. 150 birds fly up there every summer to nest. A lot of them fly through here. And the wilderness bill is the only one. Some of them are some of the tribal people start calling us foot soldiers of environmentalists because we went with the wilderness bill. And we had hard time with our elders. We got 15 village, me and another lady, her and I, another person. There was so much traveling through all the Gwich'in villages. Asked them, we're going to have to go for wilderness bill. But they said, but wilderness is not a word we use every day. It sounds more like it's there to be tame. We don't like that word. But that's the only protection we got that we can go for. So finally they decide to call it because we're not only protecting caribou, we're protecting every life. Like June 1st, first week of June, all the hunting stops. Just when the embryo of the duck eggs come out, that means we can't hunt anymore. It's time for animal time of raising, preparation, raising, feeding, and birthing, and nursing, and training time. So that's when the caribou go out there and have their time too. And those are very important to us. We're talking about that all day, I listened to it since I got here, that we gotta work together and we gotta save what maybe we still have, or make them come back. I asked somebody, is there prairie dogs out there? Oh no, maybe one or two, And I know a friend of mine that's bringing the prairie dogs back because they help buffalo too. So we need to think in that range, in that way to save. We have a lot of respect for what we eat at home. Like the time I got most hungry, like people are hungry for salmon in Yukon River right now. For 10 years or so, their children, the whole family don't go out camping, fish camp. And they're losing their tie to their culture. It's because of offshore fishing or regulation. They're working really hard at it. My father is a salmon people. That's why I keep the scarf with me. So when we finally agreed to wilderness, after we talked with Lara, hey, it's even in the Bible. And we finally came conclusion to a point where we say, just keep it the way Creator made it and leave it alone. That's wilderness to us. Thank you for listening. It's been a long ride, and it's been wonderful here. We went and dipped in the water, sacred water, and it's been wonderful people here. Thank you very much. Everybody talking about language. I'd like to leave you with two Gwich'in language. When we say thank you, French is our first visitor, a French trapper. So we say merci, that's French. But our way of saying thank you is hai, H-A-I, hai. Everybody, hai. And Gwich'in is united on against oil and gas within the sacred place where the life began. We say no. No, we don't want no gas and oil. You know how we say no? We say no.